Hi everybody, I'm Derek and this is Matt. We're members of the First Robotics Competition Engineering Team. We're here on the official 2015 field to guide you through the various elements that you'll be interacting with.
Here's the step which bisects the field. Be careful around it. It's 6¼ inches high and 2 feet 1 inch wide. The top is made of plywood and the sides are HDPE.
There's a 3/8 inch lip on the sides of the step, so things like totes and recycling containers don't easily slide off. The lip also blocks access to the bottom of the totes.
Official drawings can be found on the game manual homepage. Good luck! This episode is about specific areas on the field. Derek, let's start with the landfill.
It's right next to the step, 4 feet 3 inches deep, and spans the width of the field. One side butts up to the step.
Each auto zone contains a landmark. It's centered across the width of the field and 13 feet 7 inches from the alliance wall. The landmark is made with gaffer's tape and gives the teams a known reference point, especially useful during autonomous.
These are the scoring platforms. They are 1 foot 8 inch wide, 2 inch tall platforms made of plywood covered in white HDPE. There's a 16-degree ramp leading up to each side of the platform. The ramp starts 3 feet 3 inches from the landmark. At the end of each scoring platform, adjacent to the guardrail, is a backstop. It's made of 1¼ inch Schedule 40 aluminum pipe and is 6 feet 6 inches tall by 1 foot 5 inches wide. The marks on the backstop help referees determine the height of a recycling container.
The 3 starting locations of the totes and recycling containers are boxes that are 1 foot 9 inches by 4 feet. These boxes are marked by gaffer's tape.
The boxes are located 8 feet 11 inches from the landmark. The middle box is centered across the width of the field, and they're 2 feet 9 inches apart.
Good luck, teams. In the corners of the Alliance Station are human player zones bounded by white tape. These zones are where players can feed totes and litter onto the field.
The tote chute is 1 foot 6 inches wide and 1 foot 3¼ inches tall. It slopes at a 22-degree angle. The bottom of the opening onto the field is 1 foot 6½ inches from the floor. There's a sliding door on the front of the chute that allows the tote to fall into the field. Totes will only fit into the chute right side up.
The litter chute slopes at a 22-degree angle. The bottom of the opening is 4 feet 6 inches from the floor. There's a 3-inch hole on the human player side.
Good luck, teams. Recycle Rush is played with 3 different types of game pieces: totes, recycling containers, and litter.
The totes are Orbis model FP243. The yellow totes are used for auto and cooperation. They have 2-inch wide strips of 3M retroreflective tape on each long side, creating a vision target. Both sets of totes have the first logo on both ends. The totes are secured closed using cable ties. The only difference between these game totes and the totes used for your kickoff kit is the FedEx logo at one end of the kit totes.
The recycling containers are 32-gallon green Rubbermaid containers with single-stream recycling lids. The containers have 2 first logos and 1 recycling symbol on them. The lid is secured onto the container using cable ties.
The litter is a solid core lime green pool noodle, 4 feet 10 inches long with a diameter of 2.6 inches.
Teams will want to be careful around tall stacks of totes and recycling containers in their shop and on the field.
Stack attack!
Let's check out what's going on behind the Alliance wall.
Each wall has 3 player stations with shelves for operator consoles. Note the strip of 2-inch wide hook and loop tape hook side up.
Each player station has an Ethernet cable which connects your operator console to the field management system. The E-stop button on the left side of the shelf lets you disable your robot if necessary. On the right side of the shelf is an AC outlet for your operator console. Each outlet has a 3-amp fuse.
If you find yourself in the middle player station, watch out for the cabinet under the shelf.
Notice the stack lights above each player station. They relay information to the field crew for quick diagnostics. The bottom amber light indicates that your robot has been e-stopped.
The top 2 lights match the Alliance color. If they're off, it's before the match and the robot is linked, but disabled, because the match hasn't started yet. If they're on, the robot is connected and enabled, so you'd only see this state during a match. If they're flashing slowly, once per second, it's either because the field is preset for the match, or because the robot is not connected to its driver station, or during a match and the robot has lost connectivity. Each player station has a string of LEDs. Green means it's safe for people to enter the field. If the light strings are not green, no one should be on the field. If the lights are off, all robots are connected and the match is about to begin.
During auto, the lights are yellow. When teleop starts, they change to match the alliance color. If you have earned a cooperation set, the middle third of each strand will be white. If you have earned a cooperation stack, each strand will be white. The lights pulse during the last 20 seconds of the match.
The starting line is 2.5 feet away from the alliance wall. All people must stay behind it during autonomous mode. The alliance station is bounded by the alliance wall, the edge of the carpet, and goes all the way to the human player station. You'll see tape on the floor that marks the edge.
In the back of the alliance station are 10 stacks of 3 gray totes. Additionally, any of your 3 yellow totes you choose not to stage on the field for the start of the match will be stacked here.
Here's the litter bin.
Hey, that looks familiar.
Recycle. It'll have 10 pieces of litter in it at the start of each match. Let's talk about how the field will look at the start of each match. Gray totes and recycling containers are placed on the step. The handles on the recycling containers point towards the alliance stations. There is a 4-foot, 5-inch wide gap between the totes in the middle of the step to aid with cooperation.
And MCs.
Next, 5 gray totes are placed upside down in front of the step. These totes are pushed so that the outside tote is touching the guardrail. 9 totes are then placed in front of those 5 totes, like this. Again, the outside tote touches the guardrail. The setup is mirrored against the opposite guardrail. Each match starts with 68 gray totes on the field and 30 in each alliance station.
1 yellow tote and 1 recycling container are staged in each of the 6 taped boxes. Next up is the transport configuration, something totally new for 2015.
That's right. This year, the allowable size for your bot while it's on the field is actually less restrictive than while it's in transit, for example, when moving through the pit. During play, it can't be more than 78 inches tall and can be as long and as wide as you wish. In transit, it must fit inside the transport configuration.
Of course, you've still got to share your half of the field with your 2 alliance partners. So get too big and you could be in their way.
The transport configuration has roots in the real world. Engineers always have to think about how they're going to get their massive creations to the job site. Things like wind turbines, bridges, and carnival rides have to be transported using standard roadways.
The transport configuration will be checked at inspection and enforced throughout the competition. The idea is pretty simple. Your robot has to be able to fit into a 28-inch wide by 42-inch long by 78-inch tall box. How it does this is up to you. Let's say Derek is my robot. He can fold his arms in and easily fit inside the transport configuration. But what if I don't want his arms folded in? Now, if I want him to fit in the transport configuration, I need to turn him sideways. Next, imagine Derek's arms go this way. Like this, he doesn't fit in the transport configuration no matter how I turn him. But I could use cable ties to hold his arms down. Now he fits.
The transport configuration is both a design and safety constraint, so keep it in mind as you design your robot. Remember, you can even disassemble your robot to make it fit. You just need to be able to get the pieces together quickly on the field. Specific details are in the manual. Little help?
Good luck.